श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् ॐ मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्त कौमुदीयं विरच्यते अ इ उन् ऋल् ऋक् ए ओङ् ऐ औच् हय वरट् लण् ञमङणनं झभै घडः धश् जबगडदश् खफ चटथ चटतौ कपै शक्ष सर् हल् इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि. So yesterday we were seeing Tasminitinirdishtepurvasya. There he said tatra avyavite eva achi bhavati na vyavahite purvasyeva bhavati na parasya iti etadartham idam arabhyate. This sutra is begun to establish, this is the rule we are seeing in the sutra, that the action takes place for the character which is just adjacent to it, not that which is separated by something else. Okay, this is one rule. The second rule is it takes place only for the character which is preceding it, not which is after it. Okay, so these are two rules which we saw in this paribhasha. Now iti idam arabhyate tasminiti cha na tat shabdah swarupvarah. Tasmin, that tat we are not using to refer to something here. Tat, that we are not. Swarupapara means not referring to something which is that, not pointing out to something that. Then what does it mean? Tathasati, if it is so, then tasmin ani na yushmaka vasmako, tasmin ani cha yushmaka vasmako ityado pravarteta. Then tasmin ani yushmaka vasmako, in this sutra, this tasmin rule should take place like that. Now ityado eva pravartate, that this rule, that tasmin is tasmin ani, when that ani is an is following, then ishmaka ashmako will take place in this form, something like that the sutra says. There the tasmin refer to the swarupa, but here natu iko enachi ityado, in iko enachi etc., the 7th case does not refer to that. Then what does it mean? Kintu iko enachi ityadi सूत्रगतस्य अचि इत्यादि सप्तम्यन्तपदस्य तस्मिन् इति अनुकरणम्. See, the tasmin here is just a anukarana. Anukarana means it's just an implication or carrying forward, something like that. So we are just defining that by saying tasmin. Okay, so iti just carrying forward. Okay, that's just pointing to that whatever is said in 7th case, achi, ini, etc. Okay, fine. Now he says iti iti tasmin iti. Why do you have to say iti? So he says iti anantaram iti second iti is quotes. Okay, this iti is used anantaram gamya arthe iti shesha. Whatever we are going to say in that meaning, that is what iti means there. Okay, shesha nir iti nairantarye dishi uchcharane nirdishyamanaha. Nirdishya, what does nirdishya mean? Nirdishya means nairantarya, always. Dishi uchcharane is the root word, to pronounce, always pronounced, that is the meaning. एवं च इकोनचि रायो हलि इत्यादि सूत्रेषु आची हलि इति एवं सप्तम्यन्तपदगम्यार्थे अकारादौ दध्यत्र सुधि उपास्य इत्यादि प्रयोगदशायां निर्दिष्टे अव्यवित उच्चारिते सति पूर्वस्य कार्यं भवति, न तु व्यवहित उच्चारिते नापि परस्य इति फलितोऽर्थः. So we understand two things here, that when this when we are talking about the sutras iko enachi rayo hali etc., there the ach hal etc., they are in seventh case. So whatever you understand through the seventh case, the akara etc., that in dadhi plus atra dadhyatra, sudhi plus upasya sudhi upasya etc., in these places what happens is अव्यवित उच्चारिते सति पूर्वस्य कार्यं भवति. When you pronounce the sudhi upasya, what dadhi atra, dadhi atra, that's the second. Yes, dadhi atra is the second thing. Dadhi atra. Now sudhi upasya, sudhi plus upasya, I very clearly said that without any thought. The first example was dadhi atra. So I am giving a gap, a space, which is not right. That is what this sutra says. Avyavita ucharite. If you have to pronounce it without a gap, avyavita ucharita, and purvasya karyam bhavati. For the preceding character, the karya should take place, not for the later character. So he says, natu vyavita ucharite. When you pronounce like dadhi atra, like that, the action should not take place. Napi parasya falito artha. Napi parasyati. And the action should not take place for the later. It should come for the previous. That is the idea. Okay. Vyavadhanam cha varnantara kratam eva nishidhyate natu kala kratam. But actually, ucharita, avyavita ucharita, he says. But this is not a proper example. When I say dadhi atra, whether you say dadhi atra or dadhi atra or dadhi atra with gap, whatever, it does not really matter actually, because what we are talking about is a akshara kritam. A character should not separate e plus a. Dadhi plus atra, in that the e plus a should not be separated by another character like in, it, etc. Dadhin plus atra, dadhin atra, there the equality will not function. So it should not be separated by a character, not the space given for ucharana. No, the time taken for pronouncing it is not a key. It should not be separated by another character. That is the key here. But that is what you said, dadhi atra etc. So for that he says, yes, fine. इकोर्चित्यादौ कालकृत व्यवधानस्य संहिता अधिकारादेव निरासलाभात्. See, we need not negate that kalakrita, the gap because of the time of pronouncing, that need not be negated here. Why? It is already negated in samhitayam, that adhikara sutra. Samhitayam, there is a adhikara sutra which says samhitayam. So in the case of samhitas, when two characters come together, these are the rules. That is what they say. So in that rule, it is already, samhita itself negates the kalakrita difference. So distance. Evam cha. No, tatra nirasalavat ityadi tatra kalakrita vivadhanasya api aneneva sutrena nirasyati samhitadhikarasya vairtyasa. See, if we are going to negate the kalakrita also here, two characters should not be separated by a third character. That is the rule here. Two characters should not be separated by time is not the rule here, because that is negated by samhita. If that is also accepted to be negated by this very sutra, then what is the use of samhita sutra? Samhita sutra, the adhikara sutra, will become useless. Vairthya prasangat means it will become useless. Okay. Vairthya apatat, it will become useless. Evam cha ye samhita adhikara bahirbhutah anuduto द्वन्द्वे देवता द्वन्द्वे च इत्यत्र इत्यादयः उत्तरपदे परतः अनड्वादी विषयः ते सर्वे अग्ना विष्णु इति अग्ना विष्णु इत्यादि अवग्रहे कालविविधानि अपि भवन्ति. So संहिता अधिकार बहिर्भूतः, those which are said apart from the samhita, this adhikara, like the sutras anadrute dvandva or the devata dvandvecha etc., these dvandva sutras, whether I am going to pronounce it immediately or after some time does not really matter, because it does not come under the scheme of samhita, the adhikar of samhita. Therefore, whether I am going to give a space or not does not really matter. Like if I am going to say, there is this Agna Vishnu is a mantra. Agna Vishnu Sujosha Sema Vardhantu Vangiraha. Now, Agna Vishnu, when you start learning the Vedas, that is how they chant. Agna Vishnu, Agna Vishnu, like that they will then bring in. So when you are going to bring in this Agna and Vishnu with a gap, these sutras which we gave as reference, they will function, because they are not in the realm of, in the group of samhita, in the bracket of samhita. Therefore, the kalakrita, the time induced difference is not a problem with these sutras. Iti bhavanti. Etat sarvam abhipreत्य parivasannartham aha, base, having all this in mind. Etat sarvam abhipreत्य means having all this in mind. He is giving a gist. Paryavasannam artham means he is giving a gist. What is that? Saptaminirdishtepurvasya ityadina. The moola vritti. Now iti sutrakshara anuyayi panthaha. This is what is the path, panthaha path which is following the sutras. Sutra akshara anuyayi, following the characters in the sutra. Atishayane tamap ityatra tu na iyam paribhasha pravartate. This paribhasha saptami nirdeshena atishayane tamap. Atishayane is seventh case. Atishayane arthe tamap. Atishayane tamap, when atishayane is there, then tamap comes before. No, that is not the rule there. Ityatra tu na iyam paribhasha pravartate. This paribhasha will not be applicable there. Saptamyanta atishayana padarthasya shabda rupatva abhavena. The atishaya is not a shabda. The atishaya is not a word which we are basing on. See, only for a word we have this rule, not for anything else. So, vyavahita abhyavita ucharitatva ucharita swarupasya swarupa nirdishta to asambhavat. Therefore, whether you pronounce it or don't pronounce it does not really matter. So whether you pronounce with gap or not, it doesn't matter, because that's a sutra. Atishayane, in the meaning of atishayana, the tapam is coming. That's the idea there. Atishayana is not a word. So only for a word, if you have to pronounce it, you have to not pronounce it, delayed, etc., the rules can come. That's a evamapi. Even then, kartu karaniyo kyati. Ityatrapi asyaha paribhashaya pravarto. Kartru sashti, karmani sashti cha. See, even in these places like kartru karmano kriti, etc., in these places, this sutra should not be coming. Why? There is kartru sashti and karmani sashti. Kartru sashti, Krishnasya. Krishna is the karta. Krishnasya kritihi, Krishna's act. This is Jagataha karta, the creator of this world. In these places, ityatra eva syat. Only in these places this rule can function. But when you reverse it, natu kriti krishnasya karta jagata ityatra iti. Not in these places. The action should not take place when you reverse the words. What? The kartru karma kriti should not function in these places. First, let us understand something. See, this sutra, this explanation is a very beautiful explanation. Though it is said by a Purupakshi, nacha vachyam. So though it is said by a Purvapakshi, this is a very important thing. A few days ago, somebody was here and we were discussing something, and at that some point that person was saying that Dell or some company, because every company is into AI nowadays, right? So they are using Sanskrit as the artificial intelligence base, the base language for artificial intelligence. What does that mean? First of all, I have been negating the idea of using Sanskrit in the as a useful language for artificial intelligence. Impossible. I said the meaning is different in different places that cannot be guessed. But there is one thing: the subject, object, verb. This rule is not there in Sanskrit. Therefore, it can be any which way. This is not this general rule. It is not always. Sometimes the subject, object, verb creates a trouble. Now, to get a better meaning, also we change the subject, object, verb and bring it in proper way. Anyway, so what was said is, I said that this is impossible because there are so many declensions. It's impossible to follow it. It is just a middle language, median language to translate from one language to another language. So what are you going to do? You are not going to follow the Sanskrit rules. You are going to follow just the simple, like merit. If I'm going to say merit, you are going to translate in Sanskrit as punya and then translate it to something else. So you are going to use it as middle language. Middle language means you are going to assign a meaning for it, generally accepted meaning for that. And I told this is impossible. Why? Because bhava means samsara. Bhava means Shiva. Which meaning are you going to take? Bhavam bhavani sahitam namami. Bhava eva bhavaniti me nitaram. In these places, there is so much of confusion, sir. Like I'm just giving you example. Samapti punaruktita dosha, etc. They will say in Siddhant Muktavali. So these kind of defects are there when you are going to use bhava again and again. This, the translator is going to do samsara if he is going to accept a same meaning, equate the meaning bhava samsara. No, whatever is famous meaning. Okay, bhava is samsara someplace, bhava is Shiva some places. So majority of the people, if they are going to accept bhava as Shiva, then you are doomed. The samsara word will never be accepted for bhava. So the translation is not going to be right. This is one issue. Another issue is if you are going to predefine that this is what is going to be, or you are going to accept you are letting it learn that this is what is going to be the meaning. Then it is like people who have seen this. I gave this example then. People who have seen this movie, Gods Must Be Crazy, should understand this. In Gods Must Be Crazy, there is a language. The Saharan people, this South African people, they will be using this hero of the movie will be using like that. Okay. Now, I didn't speak their language. I'm just imitating. That's all. Now, mimicking them. Now, or for people who are in current this thing, there is this movie which came recently called Bahubali. Bahubali. In that Bahubali, the first part, I think there is this character which speaks a language which is not any language which we know. It is some language like this Gods Must Be Crazy language. So what is that? That is a language of 200 or so words which is created for the purpose of the movie. Whatever we say, I go. I is always. So I go. Then I come. Something like that. I don't know. You are creating a language. Similarly, these fellows are going to create a language which is mimicking Sanskrit, not Sanskrit. Impossible. You understand? So here also kartru karmana, see what he says is it will only, the karmani sashti will come only during this and not in the reverse order. Kartru sashti also will come only in this order, not in the reverse order. So your language translation flaw is very clearly established. But this is Purvapakshi. Iti nacha vachyam, he says. Wait, for that he says tatra लक्ष्य अनुरोधेन इति न च वाच्यं. The answer is लक्ष्य अनुरोधेन क्वचित् एवं जातीयकेषु अस्याः परिभाषया अप्रवृत्तिरिति श्नान्नलोपः इति सूत्रे भाष्ये प्रपञ्चितत्वात्. It is very clearly established in the bhashya for this श्नान्नलोप sutra that this rule लक्ष्य अनुरोधेन क्वचित् एवं जातिकेषु अस्याः परिभाषायाः अप्रवृत्तिः, because these sutras are not implied for these situations, therefore it will not be applicable there. Wherever it is accepted to be applicable, only there this sutra will be applicable, not in all the places, because that is not the destined place. Lakshya, that is not the lakshya, that is not the goal. So based on the goal we are applying the rules, not therefore there is a rule, therefore you have to apply it. No. See, the Siddhanti also does not accept this karta karmana kurti in reverse order. Okay, so first dastu, in reality this is the truth. Bhashya anusarena atra sutre निर्दिष्ट ग्रहणं संहिताधिकार सूत्रं च विफलम् एव इति इकोनिचि इत्यत्र वक्ष्यते. In the Ikonichi Sutra, Bhashya says, Bhashya Anusarena, based on the Bhashya, Atra Sutra, in this Sutra, Nirdishta Grahanam Samhita Adhikara Sutram Cha. Nirdishta, this word, and Samhita Adhikara Sutra itself is useless. There is no point in using the Nirdishta word, and the Samhita Adhikara itself is no point, because we are talking about a Shabda Shastra. You are not going to delay Nirdishta iti vakshati. It vakshate. It is said there later. Next sutra. Tasmadityuttarasya. Tasmad iti uttarasya. Tasmad panchami iti avyaya uttarasya. So sashti. Tasmadityuttarasya. What does this sutra say? There, Saptami Nirdeshena, he is replacing it with Panchami Nirdeshena. Panchami Nirdeshena, Kriyamanam, same word. Vijayamanam there, he has Kriyamanam. Okay? No difference. Same word, same meaning. Okay? So, Kriyamanam, Karyam, Varnantrena, same Varnantrena, Avyavitasya. Purvasya Bodhyam there, here Parasya Bodhyam. Do you understand? So, the only thing that changes is Purvasya and Parasya, nothing else. The words, they are changed, that's all. Vidiyamanam is Kriyamanam. That does not really make any difference. So, whatever seventh case you are, whatever Vidhi you are whatever change you are going to bring in for seventh case, that will take place only in the previous character, which is sixth case. Whatever change you are going to bring in for the fifth case, that is going to take place only in the for the later character, which is a sixth case. Okay, that is the idea here. Tasmaditi uttarasya. Tika. Tasmaditi uttarasya. Dvyanta upasarge bhya apa it udastastambhoho purvasya ityadi sutra gata panchamyantasya anukaranam tasmadi. Tasmad here also is not the tatsurupam. It is also, this also is anukarana. It is just imitating the the words in these sutras. Udastastambo udaha, or this Dvanta upasargebhyah, ramebhyah, like that. Okay. So only the fifth case. Ityadi sutra. Okay. Iti shabdanantaram gamya arthe iti shesha. Like in the previous mantra, previous sutra, iti is whatever is going to be explained later in that meaning. Nirdishte iti anuvartate niriti nairantarye deshi iti ucharane. Nirdishta, that is also carried forward and it has the same meaning. Nir is nairantarya, always, and deshi is ucharana, to pronounce. Pronounce always. Nirishteti. द्व्यंतरित्यादि सूत्रेषु पंचम्यंत गम्ये अर्थे द्व्यंतरादि शब्दे निर्दिष्टे अव्यवित उच्चरिते सत्येव ततः परस्येव इत्थम् इत्वं भवति न तो व्यवहित उच्चरिते द्व्यादि शब्दे नापि ततः पूर्वस्य भवति इति नियमार्थम् एदम्. So it is, this also comes for making a rule. What is the rule? Dventaradi Sutreshu. Dventar upasarge, that in the sutra, Panchamyanta Gamye Arthe. The fifth case is used. Whatever in the fifth meaning of fifth case, that is a Dventaradi Shabde Nirdishte. That which is referred to with this Dventa etc. Shabda. Abhyavita Ucharite Satyeva, when they are pronounced without any gap. Tata Parasya, for a word, for a character which is following it, only there the etwa will take place according to the sutra. That etwa will take place. That et will take place. Not for something which is separated during the pronunciation. Okay, there is gap during the pronunciation, or for the character which is before. Whatever is said in the fifth case, the action will take place only after, not before. For that, this rule is to make that clear. We understand this rule. Tadaha panchami nirdeshani ityadina uttarasya kim. Why do you say uttara? Uttarasya eva bodhyam. Tingaha ting iti nipataha uttarasya eva bhavati agnivile nato hile agniti. See, Tingaha ting, this sutra is there. The nipata, because of the nipata, what happens is there is a anudata which takes place. Tingaha ting, meaning what is that? When thing follows, when a thing follows, when a verb follows, then whatever is, this is seventh case, okay? Tingaha ting. Whatever is preceding it, whatever is after it, that which is not a verb, only for that this will take place. Tingaha ting. For a verb which is ano, okay. A verb should follow this. When this non-verb follows a verb, for that verb there is a change. The anudata will take place. Not for the non-verb. Okay, this is the idea. Non-verb and verb. Okay. So when non-verb follows a verb, then for the verb there is anudata prescribed. Not when verb follows a non-verb. Like Agnimile, the first mantra of Rigveda. Agnimile Purohitam. Okay. So there, Agnimile. Agnim ile. When you join it, what happens? Agnimi ile. Now I reverse it. Ile agnim. I will not say ile agnim. No. Ile agnim. No, that is also not possible. So here, when a non-verb follows a verb, that verb gets anudata. That is the idea. Some swara. Avyavita iti kim. Why do you say avyavita? Non-separated. Ut prasthanam. Utasthasamboriti purvasavarno nabhavati. Ut prasthanam. Utsthanam, like that. Ut prasthanam. That is the word. Ut prasthanam. Okay. Ut prasthanam. Udasthastambho purvasya. There is a sutra. Purvasa will not take place. Utthanam it becomes. Utu plus sthanam, utthanam, not utsthanam. Utthanam. Now, utu plus prasthanam it is there, not sthanam. Pra is separating the sthanam and ut. Here you will not have this udastastambaho purvasya. That is the idea. Nabhavati. Next sutra. This sutra, I'll give you a prelude to this sutra. See, first we saw Sashti Sthana Yoga, then Sthanayantratamaha, then we went into Tasminitinirdishtepurvasya and Tasminitinirdishtepurvasya. Now, what is the ideal thing is, first you declare the 5, 6, 7 or 6, 5, 7, 6, 7, 5, whichever order, does not really matter. Then come to the Sthanayantratama and all the sutras. Or discuss Sthanayantratama. Following Sthanayantratama, you should have to discuss this Alontyasya, etc. You get it? You explain the Sthani Yoga, then you explain the Tasminitinirdishtepurvasya, then you explain the Tasminitinirdishtepurvasya. Since we spoke about Sthana means Prasanga, in that Prasanga he brought in another sutra related to Sthanayantratama. But these sutras, which are going to see Alontyasya, Nitya, etc., they are also in the gamut of that sthana. We are talking about that sthana. In that place, what is going to happen? Where will that place be? So regarding that, he is going to discuss Alontyasya, not Halontyasya, Alontyasya. Remember, Halantyam is not Alantyam, it is Halantyam. Here also, Alontyasya, not Halontyasya. Remember that sutra. Okay. Now, Alaha Antyasya, 2 pada sutra. Alaha 6th case, like Ikaha. Alaha is also 6th case. And Antyasya, 6th case. There is no doubt about it. So 6 and 6. So what does the sutra say? Alaha Antyasya says Sashti Nirdishtasya Antyasya alaha adesha syat. Sashti Nirdishtasya Antyasya alaha. Whatever is referred to as in 6th case, Ikaha, etc. So there the change should take place. Whatever you refer with 6th case, the change should take place only for the final character of that 6th case word. For that 6th case, let us keep it like that. We'll create a confusion, then we'll understand. So whatever is in 6th case, for the final character, you are going to bring in the change. Why should we create the confusion? What is the reason for confusion? There is no confusion here, right? Let me create confusion now. Eko Yanachi. In E, the place of E, Yakara should come. Where is the confusion here? This sutra is not going to be applied there, because in the place of E, I am going to bring in Ya. Where is Alontyasya there? So Alontyasya does not function. 6th case I am talking about. E is 6th case, Ika, and I am going to bring in Yan. There is no issue. Or Echo Yava Yavaha. In the place of A, I am going to bring in I. Where is the confusion? There is no confusion here. Do you understand? So there is no confusion in a character replacing another character, specifically pronouncing this is the character which should replace this character replaced by this character. There is no issue there. But there is an issue here where Alontyasya tika. Al iti pratyaharaha varnavaryayaha. Al. What is al? Al means I undral rake ongayo chayavaratlan yamagananam javahin gadadas javagadadas kafchatatatau kapai shashasar hal. So from A to Il, all the characters of Sanskrit, Varna Paryaya, that is why he says Varna Paryaya. Al means characters. It is Al is a synonym for Varna. Okay. Now, Ala iti Sashtyantam. Alaha is 6th case. Okay. Sashti Sthane Yoga ityatah Sashti Sthane iti anuvartate. From Sashti Sthane Yoga, I am bringing forward Sashti and Sthana. There is no issue there also. Tacha Sashti iti Prathamantam Tritiyantataya Viparanamyate. The Sashti Prathamanta is first case. That is transferred into third case here. Sashti is transferred to third case. Nirdishtasya iti Seshah. Nirdishtasya you are going to bring in and you are going to complete this whole sutra. Sthane iti anantaram vidhiyamana iti Sheshah. Sthane iti anantaram vidhiyamanam. That also is to be filled in. So this Sheshah means these are the words which you have to bring in to fill and complete the sutra. Sthane vidhiyamana, this is the idea of the sutra. Sthane vidhya, with all these Shesha, you have brought in these words and now you are making a proper sentence. Sthane vidhiyamana, Sthane, in the sixth case, whatever you are going to bring us an injection, Adesha, whatever you are going to bring in as a replacement, that bring in the injunction of replacement, that Sashti Nirdishtasya, that which is referred to in the sixth case, Yah Antyah, where whatever is referred to in the sixth case, the final character for that sixth case word, Al, final character, Al, Tasya Syat, only for that will take place. You understand? So, you are referring to a sixth case word. So, whatever is going to come as a replacement for the sixth case word, that will come for that final character of that word, not for any other place. What? We have already seen E. This final character. You don't have to specifically say this. Wait. He says iti tadaha sashti ityadina. That is what is referred to. Tyadadina maha. This sutra is important. Tyadadina maha. For tyad etc. A comes as replacement. When you see the sutra is very clear. For tyad etc. A comes as replacement. Okay. So I am taking at face value this sutra. For tyad etc. A is replacement. Tyad I replace it with a. Okay. So a plus a su. Tyad plus su. Tyad is replaced with a plus su. Sasa shuru karavasana vachina aha. Okay. The form for tyad is aha. Careful. It is not just tyad. It is tyadadinam. Tyad etad etc. So etad is there. Etad is going to be replaced with aha. The form is going to be aha. So whatever is there in that group of tyad etc. all of them will have the same form. All of them will have the same form. Aha. So I cannot differentiate between tyad and etad. That and this. I cannot differentiate because the same form I am gaining. Aha. Right? So you have to understand when it says tyadadina maha, tyad gets a where alontyasya for the last character. Tyad dakara is replaced with a tya. Okay, so tya and takara low part takes place. Yaha, saha, etc. You get the form. Adesha, why do you have to say adesha? That is coming as a replacement. For that he says ardhatikasya it. Ardhatikasya it valadehe. There we saw ardhatikasya it. There trichaha rikarat purvo mabhut. It should not come for the trikara, the trich ika rikara. It should come to trich rikara, not before that. For takara, not for takara. That is the idea. Ala itikim, why do you have to say ala? All the varnas. So he says, padasya iti adhikritya vidhiyamanam vasusramsu iti dattvam parama anadvyam ityatra antyasya kritsnasya padasya mabhut. So vasusramsu etc. with that dakara comes. That dakara In Parama Anadubhyam, Parama Anadudbhyam. It came in the final character. If you don't say this for the final character, Antyasya, if you don't say that, Parama plus Anadu. So what happens is, if you don't say Al, the final character, Parama plus, if you just say Antya for the final, so Parama plus Anadu. The Anadud Byam, there the final character will not be, Dakara will not be for the final character. Then what? I'll replace Anadu, Parama plus the Paramad Byam, like that I'll create the form. You understand? Parama Anadud Byam, instead of Parama Anadud Byam, I'll replace the Anadu and replace it with the Dakara. Parama Anadud Byam, Paramad Byam, like that the form will come. That is why we have to say it is only for the final character, not for the final word. Okay? Iti ma bhut nicha. Then nicha comes. That also reiterates even when the nit nakara is there. There also the same rule should be applied, etc. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.